Ladies and gentlemen, till 28th of July 2025, another month almost, we have Mars-Ketu conjunction in the sign of Leo. And this conjunction has been going on for quite some time. And things have not been the best, right? All right, so if you see what's going on in the sky, so Mars-Ketu are in the sign of Leo. Now, Mars is a fiery planet. Ketu is another fiery planet. Then we have Leo, which is another fiery sign, lauded by a fiery planet, the sun. So what is it? It's like there is too much fire. Hmm. But what does this mean? Too much fire. Too much fire means there is too much ego, there is too much arrogance, there is too much desire to control. So when I say fire, it does not, mm, not always necessarily, not always does it translate to literal fire. Okay, it is Agni Tattva that is prevalent. So Agni Tattva means control. Yeah, that's it. People will want control. Now, who wants control? Where will they be able to control, or will they not be able to control? That is something we cannot say in general. But during this period, you will see that people are wanting to dominate others. People are wanting to bully others. People will want to prove everybody that I am the most superior. Okay, so therefore, if you are in a situation where you are facing some kind of bullying, then you need to make sure that you stand up to this bullying. Otherwise, the bullying will continue. We have another month almost. Okay, so therefore, don't think it will stop without doing anything, which means you have to make a decision and you have to take a stand for yourself. That's very important, because if you don't take a stand for yourself, the other person will just continue bullying you. So what will happen is they will bully you initially a bit. Maybe you have already been bullied, or maybe you are bullying somebody else. So once they bully you a bit, then they will try to bully you more, then more, then more, then more. And when this perpetuates, what will happen is you will feel completely exhausted. So if you are facing some kind of bullying, if you don't stand up now, and if you think something will magically change, and yeah, that the other person will understand me, then it's not going to happen. That's the bad news. So therefore, if somebody is doing injustice to you, you have to take action immediately at this very moment. That's why I'm repeating it for the third time or maybe more, that please stand up. Otherwise, your situation will not be good, because people will take advantage of this period. And as you know, fire is the indication of power. So whoever shows more power will be victorious. Now, yeah, there is also element of dharma in it. But if like planets like Mars get involved, then it's not much about dharma anymore. It's more of like control by hook or by crook. Okay. So therefore, if you are in a situation where you are feeling that something is overwhelming, then you need to understand. Or if you are not able to see what is happening, for example, you are facing politics, so it means somebody is doing it because of a desire related to power. Very important. Now, apart from power and apart from bullying, apart from struggles, there are other problems you could face. The first problem is there could be violence. Okay, and there has been craziness, there has been mayhem, wars are still going on. I will not discuss more on it. India has just passed a very turbulent period. So the Indian Prime Minister Modi his chart indicated that from 13th April to 24th June was a very bad period for India, and during this period we saw the horrific Pahalgam terror attacks happened. And then there was this Air India crash, Bengaluru stampede, bridge crash in Pune. So this is something which I already predicted on 7th of April, and I'm very happy that many people cancelled their travel plans. But now the period for India from 25th of June, which is the current period, till 11th of August is relatively decent. So, in my opinion, there should be no major attack or something like that, something like very major, something very big. But yeah, after 11th April, 11th August, situation could go downhill. I'll make the video later on. But because of this conjunction, irrespective of wherever you are, whichever part of the world you are, you need to understand there could be troubles. So, whenever you are dealing with fire, now fire means petrol, diesel, which means the entire travel industry, right? And we saw in that Air India crash, there was so much fuel there, and we saw the horrific footage, right? So therefore, if if you are staying at your home and things are not going good for you, which means in your flat, or not in your flat, in your compound, in your complex, there has been some fire or something like that, please get a fire extinguisher as soon as possible. And to your family members, give some training related to fire, like if the in India, this LPG gas and all this, if cylinder there is some problem, it could be dangerous. Okay, so that's number one. Then number two is you can put some fire alarm, like here in Germany we have this, in at every kitchen we have this. Okay, so this for safety, if you can invest some more money and get something where you can monitor it through a mobile, that's also good. So at a psychological level, you may feel that people are trying to control, they are trying to bully me, or I'm feeling frustrated because I'm not able to do that to others. Then number two, um fire, oil, diesel, petrol, all these areas there could be troubles. And especially if you are in the government does not mean just for India, for the whole world, you may face criticism. Now, why you may face criticism? Because you may promise more and deliver less. And people in this world, they always want less promise and more delivery, right? Nobody likes more promises and less delivery. So if you are in government positions, then please, please, please say less and do more. Promise less, deliver more. That's very important. And if you are in the IT sector, of course, Jupiter is in Gemini, so we see this problems with aircrafts, travel, all these things are going on. So especially the whole month of July is a bit critical for travel. So if you are traveling, then uh, try to avoid traveling on 4 or 8, like 4th, 13th, 22nd, 31st, or 8th, 17th, or 26th. Okay, so these are dates you should try to avoid unless it is like absolutely necessary, and unless you have booked your tickets and it will be very expensive for you. And wherever wherever there is a possibility of electric vehicles, that you should opt for. Of course, it's not available in most of the parts of the world, but because the other cars, they have there's a chance of the fuel can get fire, and I'm sure that's there with electric vehicles too. Something will be there, or maybe it's even more. But in general, please take your safety seriously, whether it's electric or non-electric. Okay, and as I said, if it is absolutely necessary, only travel in these dates. Otherwise, these dates, as I said, not the best. Like human life is precious. So therefore, please understand that this is a period where you may feel that you have not achieved anything in life. You may feel frustrated. You may feel, what is this? There's nobody to clap for me. There's nobody to cheer for me, because everybody is busy cheering for themselves during this period. So if you're feeling like this, that nobody is cheering for you, then it just means everybody is being themselves. Nobody is like, nobody is pretending to be somebody else. So see, what is fire? You need to understand. Fire is, when there is fire, what happens? You see what is ahead, right? That is why they will take fire in the night. They call it mashal, I guess, in India. So they will have that, and you can see Jyotish, right? I It's like Jyotish, right? So you see something which is ahead of you. So what is happening now is, because of so much fire, it is like people are blinded. Imagine there is so much fire, you can't even open your eyes. It gets burnt. It's like that. So a little bit of fire does nothing. significant amount of fire will open your eyes, right? But too much fire, it will burn your eyes. So therefore, you may be feeling like this, that what is this? Everybody else is exceeding me. Everybody else is crossing me. Everybody is leaving me behind. So I need to do something now. I need to do something very seriously. Well, guess what? You're not alone. If you feel somebody is exceeding you, they are also feeling like that by seeing you in some other area of life. Like, for example, suppose you have a very good looking body, but you have a bad career. So you are envious now of a person who has a great career, and then that person is envious of you because you are very good looking. So it could be either ways. So therefore, you need to understand everybody will not have everything. And at the end, you will get things depending on your own karma. So therefore, don't try to pull things, like force things beyond a certain extent. Don't try to artificially just to get it. Okay, do it, but within limits. I mean, don't become somebody else in pursuing your desires, because your desires may take you to such a place where you may end up losing yourself. So it's like you think that's my destination and I will go there, and you go, and after going, what happens? You realize I am not me anymore. So is that transfer worth? Is the journey worth? Absolutely not. So therefore, if you feel that you are too much overwhelmed by desires, then please sit and meditate. That's the best remedy. Please chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. These two mantras you must chant. When you chant, the agony will reduce. The madness will reduce. The controller mentality will reduce. The envy will reduce. The jealousy will reduce. The pain will reduce. Okay, so please chant these two mantras during this period for the next 1 month, because otherwise you may be existing physically, but mentally it will torment you, and you will have over processing because of Jupiter in Gemini. Overthinking, over processing, over analysis, paralysis by analysis. On one hand, you are expecting and the result is not coming. So what is happening? You are over analyzing. So what you are facing now is not just Mars and Ketu in Leo. It's not just that. There are a lot of other energies are also there, which are indicating the same thing. Like Jupiter in Gemini, it's totally different, but it is indicating that because of this, there is hyper anxiety, and that will fuel the anger. Then because of that anger, you will do something wrong. Then that will again fuel your anxiety. That will again make you more angry. That will again create anxiety. So it's like a loop. Okay. So yeah, now almost every planet is indicating. And then the great Saturn in Pisces is not helping matters either. No, it's like saying, yeah, it's like saying you don't trust yourself anymore. You're like, it's much less than what I can do. It's like that frustration is there. So best thing to do in the month of July is to be detached, because if you are too attached, then you will be the most frustrated person. You may feel like, I want to break this laptop, I want to break my mobile, I want to break things. So much anger might be there. So therefore, please control and chant these two mantras. That will help you. All right. Thank you so much. And if you want a personalized horoscope reading from me, you will always find my website down in the description section. God is there with you all the time. Just look to him and you will find him. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Gopal, Jai Narsimha Dev.